The blobfish rests above the seafloor, 900 meters below the surface. Its body is softer than it should be. Its bones are reduced. Its muscles are thin. Its flesh is lighter than the water around it. At this pressure, that is not weakness. It is the only reason the fish can exist. The creature known as the blobfish became famous for the wrong version of itself. On the surface, it looks unfinished, a pale mass, loose skin, a sagging face, a body that seems to have melted before it reached the camera. But that face is not how the animal lives. It is what remains after a deep-sea body is pulled into a world it was never built to enter. The common blobfish is Psychropotes marcedis. It lives off southern Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand. Under pressure, it is still strange, but it is recognizably a fish. Its head is broad. Its body tapers behind it. Its pectoral fins spread out like small hands against the water. Its skin is pale brown to grey. Its eyes are set into a face that looks less sad than distant. The famous surface image gives it a human expression. The animal has none. It does not look disappointed. It is dying. That distinction matters. At sea level, the pressure that supported its body has vanished. Soft tissue loses its shape. Internal structures shift. The fish collapses into the form people recognize from photographs. The blob is not the creature's true appearance. It is evidence. Evidence that the animal was taken from a place where the rules are different, and where a body like ours would fail much faster. The blobfish lives between roughly 600 and 1200 meters down. At those depths, the pressure is between 60 and 120 times greater than at the surface. Every square centimeter of its body is being pressed from all sides. There is no empty space inside it, no gas-filled swim bladder. A swim bladder works well near the surface. It helps many fish control buoyancy. But gas is a problem under pressure. The deeper you go, the more it compresses. The blobfish avoids that problem by becoming almost neutral in the water. Its flesh is gelatinous, not because it is lazy, not because it has failed to evolve, because dense muscle and heavy bone would cost too much energy in a place where food arrives slowly. The blobfish does not need to swim through the water like a tuna. It does not need to chase through reefs. It hovers just above the bottom. The water carries much of its weight. Its body is slightly less dense than seawater, so it can remain off the seafloor without burning energy on constant movement. This is the first quiet horror of the blobfish. The animal looks like it should sink. Instead, it floats, not through strength, through softness. The seafloor below it is cold, often only a few degrees above freezing. There is no sunlight, no green plants, no bright reef fish. The light from the surface has already died hundreds of meters above. The only flashes come from living things. Small shrimp may glow. Jellyfish may pulse with faint blue signals. Lanternfish rise and fall through the water column, carrying points of light on their bodies like a moving constellation. Somewhere nearby, a raytail may drag through the sediment. A spider crab may cross the mud. A glass sponge may stand still for centuries. The blobfish is not alone. It is simply surrounded by creatures that have learned to survive without being seen. Food reaches this depth slowly. Fragments fall from above, dead plankton, waste, small animals, occasionally something larger, a dead fish, a squid, a piece of organic debris carried down through kilometers of water. The deep sea does not reward speed, it rewards patience. The blobfish has become patient enough to reduce its own body into something almost weightless. That should not work, but in this environment, it works perfectly. The blobfish has no dramatic weapon, no luminous lure, no huge teeth, no venomous spine waiting beneath the skin. Its mechanism is more unsettling than that. It waits for food to make the mistake of coming close. Small crustaceans drift near the seafloor. Tiny mollusks move through the mud. Worms emerge and disappear. The blobfish does not sprint after them. It does not need to. It holds position in the water. It opens its mouth. It takes whatever passes within reach. This is not a predator built for spectacle. It is a predator built for scarcity. Every movement has a cost. At 900 meters, food is not guaranteed. A fast hunter would need fuel. Fuel requires prey. Prey may not appear for a long time. The blobfish solves the problem by refusing to waste energy. Its soft body acts like a buoyancy device. Its reduced muscles demand less food. Its slow life makes sense in a place where almost everything is rationed. The animal looks defenseless because we judge it by surface rules. At the surface, a fish with weak muscles would be slow. At the surface, loose tissue would be vulnerable. At the surface, a body without a swim bladder would seem incomplete. But the blobfish does not live at the surface. It lives under enough pressure to crush a human submarine hull if the hull were not engineered for it. And at that depth, the blobfish's apparent weaknesses become advantages. The water supports what the animal does not have. That is the impossible part. The blobfish does not fight the pressure. It lets the pressure finish its body. Humans rarely meet a living blobfish where it belongs. Most encounters happen by accident. A deep trawl passes over the seafloor. The net rises. The pressure falls. The fish changes before it reaches daylight. That is how the animal became famous. Not through a deliberate close encounter, not through a beautiful deep water film, through a photograph of a body that had already been damaged by the journey upward. The image spread across the world. People called it ugly. They gave it awards for ugliness. They turned it into a joke. But the joke depended on one fact. Nobody had seen the animal properly. A blobfish at depth is difficult to observe. The water is dark. The environment is remote. Submersibles and remotely operated vehicles can descend there, but every dive is expensive. Every hour of video shows only a narrow path through a huge landscape. A camera may pass within meters of an animal and still miss it. A trawl may bring up a fish but destroy the shape that makes it understandable. This is why deep-sea biology often begins with a broken specimen. Scientists receive fragments, soft tissue, a body altered by decompression, a creature that has been forced through a pressure change greater than anything most animals will ever experience. Then they have to reconstruct the living thing from what remains. The blobfish is a warning about that process. A photograph can be accurate and still be misleading. The camera showed the body. It did not show the habitat. It did not show the pressure. It did not show the cold water holding the animal in shape. The famous blobfish image is real, but it is not the full truth. The real animal is quieter and in some ways stranger. It spends its life in a place where being soft is not a defect. It is a precise adaptation. We still do not know enough about the ordinary life of the blobfish. How far does it move across the seafloor? How often does it feed? How many related species have been mistaken for one another because their bodies change after capture? How many deep-sea animals are known only from the ruined version that reaches the surface? The blobfish should not exist by surface standards. Its body seems too weak. Its muscles seem too small. Its shape seems temporary. But the abyss does not care what looks complete to us. It rewards whatever survives the pressure, and somewhere deeper than the blobfish, another animal may be waiting with a body that only makes sense after the light is gone. The next creature may look even more impossible when we finally bring it up. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more ocean creatures. Let us know what you find the most interesting about the blobfish. See you next time.